Hey there, Simone here. Happy Monday. I was just kind of reflecting over last week's challenges, and I thought I'd share with you what I learned so that you can go bigger, better, faster without reinventing the wheel over and over and losing your mind in the process. Actually, a lot of times what I hear is that my clients don't think that they're ready to scale because they're scared of what it would mean to their already tapped out bandwidth. So some questions you might be asking yourself are, what if things are going to start falling through the cracks even more because we can't handle it? What if we get that much business, right, when we really push? What if we're focusing on the wrong things? That would be a problem. What if our clients get mad because we're not executing the way that we promised and we're not delivering on time? What if we lose money because we're spending more and we're not executing optimally? And the biggest question a lot of times is what if I lose control because I can't control it all anymore? That's a lot of times the biggest deal. So all these questions really assume that you have to do more, you have to push harder, you have to go faster, you have to put in more energy, right? And that is quintessentially the wrong focus. Because when you're already feeling tired and when you have doubt that your setup is solid and that you can really execute, the really big question here, the right question to ask is, are you ready and set up to scale? So the setup is really the biggest deal. And when you think of a good way to test that and good way to answer that, you can go the E-Myth route. You can ask the question that's been asked a bazillion times over time, which is, can you walk away from your company and find it in better shape, or at least as good a shape than it was when you left, and at least leave it 30 days or 3 months or something like that? So that's a really good question to ask. And then I find that a lot of times there's this piece of paranoia that comes in with that, because what does that mean if that's the truth? What does that mean to you, the CEO, the leader of the business, if you come back after 30 days and your business is better than you left it, right? Because then the next question is actually, what does that mean about you and what you should be doing, right? But the right questions to ask about all this kind of stuff is, you think that you should be doing more. You think that you need to be doing more to go bigger. But what if doing less is actually the answer? And what I mean with that is, it's time to leverage your team and do only what your highest and best use is right now. And the right now part is super important because it changes all the time, and you can't just optimize yourself once and expect it's going to stay like that. You have to stay really on top of your game with this stuff. So ask this question, what should I be doing right now that's the highest value to my business? So that would really mean a few different things. That would mean you would have to have set up your culture right, and those are the standards that run your business. That's what people are doing when you're not looking. So that also means you would have had to hire right, you would have had to train everybody right, and then you would have to have the right people sitting in the right seats doing the right things. And that's a doozy. That's a lot of pre-assumptions right here. And guess what? It never stops. You can't set things up right and just assume that they're going to stay right, because as your business changes, your setup needs to change, you need to change all this stuff. And taking care of your culture and being able to trust your people is just not something that happens by itself. It's kind of like a marriage. You've got to keep working on it, and the second you stop, it falls apart. So you all know what it's like. At first you have this honeymoon period. Just like in a marriage, when you get the right people on board, it seems like it's amazing, everything is wonderful, everything is going great, and then the second you stop focusing, suddenly you're wondering what the heck happened. And when you're in that phase when people have kind of gone to sleep and things are not really working, or you've gone to sleep and you haven't kept tabs, you need to go back and do a little bit of tear down and top grade to wake people up and wake yourself up. And that doesn't have to mean you have to fire everybody, but that does have to mean that you go in there with intention, with a lot of intention and with a lot of clarity and a lot of really good communication, so that you can help people really get in this place where the foundation is solid and where you can put on more pressure and start scaling that company up. So, you know, it really means that you can't ever really take your eye off the ball. And if you don't have the time to do it, you have to hire somebody who can. So when you look at your business this week, I want you to ask a couple of questions. One of them is, have I set up my standards right? And do we live by them? Are they solid? Do we hire, fire, live by them every single day? And if you don't, you got to do some soul searching and some coming back and fixing that. So keep thinking differently. That's what got you here. Don't stop now. If you want to hear more, learn more about this, we have an amazing new training. It's at bulletproofstartups.com. Check it out, and I hope I talk to you soon. Have a great week.